With the first objective for the Squarebot, it was basically supposed to go through this course right here, except there's supposed to be a ramp where that wood is. And I had to have a design that could go through that using timers for turning and everything, so it was a predetermined course. And then eventually we were supposed to modify it for further things. But after I realized creating mine, it wouldn't be able to go over the ramp, so I had to redesign it entirely and then fix it and make the gears go up higher so then the wheels and gears are not at the same level. So when it goes over the ramp, it wouldn't grind on the gears. Another change that I did between this and the final design is changing the clutch, which is where the red circles are. That basically, I got rid of that because that would basically just fall out and not be useful, and the robot wouldn't be able to turn properly. And here's a video of the first objective being completed. In my program, I have it set up so everything starts not when the robot is turned on, it starts when I press that limit switch that's on the back, and that works with a while loop. And then here at the end, it does its own little celebration dance, which I call spin move. This is just a recording of the screen showing when the robot is turning and going backwards and forwards, etc. For the second objective, the robot is supposed to move throughout any course or maze basically with 90-degree turns autonomously with no help. It uses this bumper switch to identify if it hits a wall, and then it'll try to hit another wall, and then if it hits that one, then it realizes it just needs to turn around. But then if it hits 3 walls in a row, then it knows it's done under a certain time range I set in my code that can be adjustable based off of course or anything also. And as you just saw, it got struggled by the ramp a little bit because it wasn't pushed all the way, but after I adjusted that, it became perfectly fine, and then it goes through the rest of the course and then completes it and doesn't really And then this is just a sped up thing of the LCD screen showing everything happening, and then basically just button inputs and how they affect its goings. And then at the top right, you can see a counter, which basically is my wall counter in my code. And then if that number hits 3, then it basically has completed the course. And if it's at 1, it goes left. If it gets to 2, then it means it hit another wall, so that's a turn around. Using the serial monitor is also actually very helpful for this project, because instead of just basing everything off the LCD screen, which can disappear really fast, I can actually read everything here. And I noticed I had timing issues with my millis command for how long the time range for everything would be, so I adjusted that also. And then this also has the ability to show me how, with each function, that it sends out all of the messages in the serial monitor, which makes everything easier to understand. Some issues that I ran into, as you can see during this run, are that when the robot comes to hitting a wall, sometimes the second wall, its turn isn't completely concrete and perfect, so I had to go through and adjust timing for that as well. And then if you also follow through the rest of this, you can also then see that sometimes I had to adjust the speed as well, so we wouldn't struggle going up the ramp as much, and cut off the shafts a little bit because they would keep running into things. So that also was another little issue that I had. And then at the end here, you can see that it actually doesn't completely finish and stop at the end of the course. It just has another issue with the timing, which I fixed in the end, the final product. If I were to try to do this project again, I would definitely try to keep a smaller body like this one with the first iteration right here, because the second iteration became too big, so during turns and stuff, it would be very tight corners, and sometimes it wouldn't work, and it would cause reruns that weren't necessary. One last thing would also be to change the sizing of the gears, because this gear setup I had right here caused it so it would go very fast, and it wouldn't be able to just actually move very slowly, because one speed would basically be it. So having a different gear system also would have been ideal.